everybody. Happy Monday. State was busy this weekend. I was out the entire weekend.
Every once in a while, we combine our monthly market update with our Monday market update. So we are doing that today. We are live on Facebook doing typically our Monday market update, which is what is happening on the front lines of real estate this past week. And in fact, we now have our closed statistics for the month of March. So we're going to share those with you and do our monthly market update, which we then send out to via email to those people who want that. So if you want to get on our monthly market update email list, leave a comment below. And if you get this by email and you want to see what's happening on the front line every Monday, then check out our Facebook. Come to our Facebook page, Homes by Mason, and like us there and follow us there, and you'll see us every Monday like this. So with that, we will jump in and the interest rates. Jen, what's going on?
Well, they're kind of like the bane of our existence. No, just kidding. We have seen some inflation over the last few weeks, last couple months. If you ask some of our mortgage partners, they're always a little worried to check it on, Monday morning, but they have reached 5, and in some cases, depending on what your credit scenario and your whole entire situation is, we are seeing higher than that. That is not to cause a panic or anything like that. It's just to keep you informed. I mean, overall, generally, 5%, I mean, it's still it's not terrible, right? I mean, it's not as low as what we would like to. However, that is not stopping a lot of buyers from getting out there and still going for it. It's not stopping sellers from placing their homes on the market. The real estate market is still strong. Money's just a little less free right now. And we're hoping that, it might go down. We don't know what the future holds, and that's what's super important. But if right now you're on the fence about anything like that, contact us and we can walk you through it. We're dealing with it every day. And and this slide.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. You were supposed to do the interest rates. That's okay. So I personally love this slide only just because I really want to see, I go in and out of houses a lot every month, in and out, previewing, showing, second showing, home inspection, whatever. It's good to see the new listings were up from February to March. I did feel that I felt like I had more options to take my clients through, and make the tours last a little longer, have a little, more fun. On the same token, there's also a lot of houses going under contract as from, February to March of this year, and closed sales. Definitely, yes, lots of people getting under contract, lots of homes, typically within the first weekend. If it's priced right, looks great, in a good location, it's on. You're gonna more than likely go under contract. Which actually shows from the prior year. If you see the prior year, you see all these little red down arrows. We're down from actually the year before, because now I'm not economist or whatnot. However, just being inside the real estate industry, lots of buyers out there in the market, not a lot of homes, and the rising interest rates. And if there's another one, if Kristen would think about it, she's going to peep in.
I'm going to jump in, I know. So the thing that I found most interesting on this slide was that oftentimes what we're seeing is that the increase in listing inventory is matched by the increase in under contracts. So usually this number and this number match. And in this case, it's, about 12% less. And so that does show there's a little bit of dampening of buyer activity, which you'll see in these upcoming slides as well. A little bit of dampening, but overall, still strong demand out there. And yes, the softening of the buyer activity is most likely related to the rise in interest rates. This is true. However, because demand has been so strong for so long, there is still enough demand out there for the sellers, and we still need more homes to sell. So this one, I love because it gives us our 2-year cycle and shows the trends. And so you can see here that what's happening this year is exactly what we expected and very much like what we saw last year. The steep rise in prices here is notable, right? And that again is related to low supply, high demand is driving prices up. Last year, we peaked a month early in May. It's possible that may happen again this year, that we might peak a month early because prices are so high right now. And then combined with the rising interest rates, I would not be surprised if we peak a little bit early and then start to see prices come down sooner than we normally do. Prices, median price, you can see up from last month, up from last year. That is how it happens in Northern Virginia. Back to Jen.
Yeah, so I mean, right now we're experiencing pretty much, honestly, 1,851 listings. I mean, that's the lowest number I've seen in, you know, quite some time. And we are definitely, you know, right around half, or I guess a little less than half of what our average, you know, 5-year mark would be for, you know, active listings on the market. Average DOM again stands for days on market. We're sitting at an average of 12 days right now, where the 5-year average is about 22. So again, if you see it come on the market, we got to go see it like now, like yesterday. And then the average sold to OLP stands for original list price. Basically translates to what is the seller asking for and what are they getting. In terms of price, I would think that's safe to say, we were actually just talking right before we got on here, that pretty sure that is the highest number that we have seen since we have started, you know, doing these monthly market updates consistently.
I think it's the highest I've seen in 12 years, frankly. I don't think I've seen this percentage that high. So right now is a good time to be a seller. It's a good time to be a seller. And then did I skip one? No. Okay, great. So this one I know might be a little bit hard for you all to kind of see and understand, but that's why we're here to help you interpret and understand what's going on in the market. But what we do here is, because the stats that we just shared with you are from March, so they're a little bit older than what's happening right now on the front line. So that's why I like to give you firsthand data of what's happening right now. So this is weekly data that I pull manually. What's happening in the market. I pull how many listings are coming on the market, how many homes are going under contract week over week, and how it compares to the year before. So what you'll see, all of this green here in the middle is from really the beginning of March, 84%, 87%. This is like that demand to supply ratio, right? Okay, so how much of a gap is there between the demand and the supply? And so in the market that we've been experiencing, it's been often yellow, right? It's been so high that there's just not been any gap there between demand and supply. And so when it's in the green, that gives us a little bit of breathing room, a little bit of gap here, right? When we're at 84%, 87%, 82, 73%, there's a little bit of gap between supply and demand. That's good news for buyers. And then this past week, we hit 102%, which means more homes went under contract last week than went on the market last week. So, you know, it's probably related to Easter, right? So probably people decided not to list that last week, but the buyers were still out. Like Jen said when we started, buyers were still out this weekend. Buyers are still out there buying homes. So again, it's a good time to sell still.
Yeah. So actually, funny thing, what I was actually just sitting here looking at as you were talking, you know, I kind of had a thought about what have I been doing the last, you know, few weeks, few months. What's funny is that anytime, like basically right before this last week, the 102.55 you know, out of whack ratio, I was putting buyers under all this, and we weren't competing as much necessarily. I mean, granted, there was still competition. However, 411 to 417, we submitted an offer and we were competing against 33 other offers. So yeah, I think that's kind of funny that it kind of lines up that way. Like, oh, you know, basically, yeah, we're competing. We got annihilated last week.
So
this is one of Kristen's. This is what comes up on, you know, through our Bright MLS as to gives us a snapshot of what the market is, you know, behaving within the last week, the last 7 days. I love this, at least coming from an agent perspective. I love this little snapshot thing every morning when I log into the MLS. That's the first place I go. I go to coming soon, new active, back to active. I've been going a couple of those. We went back and there was a house that I showed, went under contract like the day I showed it. Then like 2 days later, it went back to active. And had the opportunity to give the buyer the second look.
So what you can see here is that when you add together the coming soon and the new actives, it's roughly almost to 700, just shy of 700. And then under contract in the last 7 days is 612. Is that a 6 or a 5?
That's a 5.
Sorry.
I think it's 690. 696 is, if I did my math right. So 696 is new, coming soon and new active. Pending 512 went under contract, and in the last 7 days 488. It's almost 500 houses. I mean, as you can kind of see, all these numbers are, for all intents and purposes, pretty close to each other. So that means basically it's going through the process extremely fast, and less stress, hopefully, to the seller. At least that's what the buyers have got the thought of. So
that is what is happening in the market with the closed statistics that we shared with you from March, and then in the past couple of weeks, the data that we shared with you. So again, if you want to keep up with us, every Monday you can find us on Facebook doing this, talking about what's happening on the front lines of real estate. And anytime you do want to help interpret the stats, because you can also find them on our website. Actually, we do have the stats there under How's the Market, I think is the tab. If you click on How's the Market, you'll find the stats there. But it's okay if you don't understand them on your own, that's fine. It took us a little bit of a while to make sure that we really understood how to read those statistics. And it's because this is what we do full time. And so we live this, we breathe this, we get it, and happy to talk with any of you out there about what's going on in the market and share with you the stats and how it impacts you and your situation. Because always that's what we want to do is might or might not be the right time for you now, or maybe later is a better time. We always want to work with everyone to figure out what makes most sense for you. So the best way to do that is a private consultation. Contact 571-210-1866 is our main number, and we'll get you to me or Jen, depending upon who's the best fit for you and your circumstances. And otherwise, we do more at homesbymason.com is our main website. And thank you for
also on Facebook, and we're pretty active on social media. I'm getting better at Instagram. So with that, we will see you guys next Monday for the next Monday market update. Y'all have a great week.